Hello, this is Nitin Dahad with the Times, and I'm talking now to Vikram Bhatia, who's the lead for cloud systems for EDA for Synopsys. Hi, Vikram, how are you? And I probably didn't do that title well, so tell me what's your role?
Hi Nitin, thank you for having me here. Uh, my name is Vikram Bhatia. I lead product management for Synopsys Cloud, which is our platform to do end-to-end chip design through a browser.
Okay, well, we're here particularly to talk about that cloud system for startups. And you've got various relationships with incubators, and there's one which we know, Silicon Catalyst, but also you've got others like Plug and Play and Skydeck. But before we go into all of that, just tell us what are the big challenges for startups right now, because everybody wants to build silicon, don't they?
Oh, absolutely. Silicon startups are, I think, booming right now, and we are at a time in the industry today when uh, anybody who's got any idea wants to build and design a new chip. The AI age is driving a lot of that. Now, what we learned from startups who've been with us on this cloud platform journey over the last, I would say, 2 to 3 years, the number one business challenge is time. Everybody wants to churn out their design as quickly as possible and start selling it in the market. And designing a chip from scratch is not an easy feat. Typically, it used to take at least 18 to 24 months in the past. And
Well, probably 2 to 3 years more like sometimes.
oh well,
Yeah.
it depends on how long,
Yeah.
how far back you want to go.
Yeah.
But absolutely,
Yeah.
it used to take years, and startups today want to bring it down to less than a year.
Wow, okay.
And time is of the essence. Money is a big problem for startups. The runway is small. They want to turn out their prototype as quickly as possible and prove their idea and then get to the next stage of funding. And that is the problem we've been trying to solve with the Synopsys Cloud platform.
And this cloud platform started in 2022. It's a general one which customers can use on a pay-per-use, but I think for startups you have special arrangements, don't you?
Absolutely. So we started working closely with startups early in 2022, and today we have close to 150 customers in production. Out of that, I would say more than 100 are actually startups. And we have special incentives and programs for startups to get access to this platform, which gives them everything they need to start designing their chip from day one, and also access to Synopsys tools and IP and everything almost they would need to get from idea to prototype as quickly as possible.
All very nice words, and yeah, but I think one of the things you explained to me earlier is a lot of time when you start up and you have this idea is spent waiting, for example, setting up the infrastructure, getting the PDK, the licenses, the PDKs. Just take us through that a little bit of a quick overview of that. Why it's so significant?
Oh, absolutely. So I think from the day a startup has enough funding, seed funding, I would say, to start actually working on their chip design itself, to the day that they can start running their first design job on the infrastructure, is typically a 2 to 3 months wait period, sometimes longer. And there are many challenges. Setting up the infrastructure itself to run high performance computing EDA workloads, or getting approvals from a foundry to host their PDKs on whatever environment, whether it's cloud or on-prem that they've set up. All of that is a major hurdle and takes months away from achieving their goal for a startup. And this platform is ready to go. We have taken care of most of these problems. Everything is self-service, fully automated on this platform, and we have agreements with the top 7 foundries in the world to get them enabled. And on top of that, with this program, they get access to our entire stack of EDA tools and IP from day one, and they can get up and running very quickly.
And what's your relationships with incubators? How does that work? I mean, so they have special arrangements, or it's basically the same, or are you just trying to get more sort of volume through the system?
Oh, absolutely. So, silicon startups are unique.
Yeah.
Not many incubators understand this space, so they're very specialized players in the market. and we now have relationship with the top 3 of them. Silicon Catalyst is our oldest relationship. We also recently announced a partnership with Plug and Play, and we also have Berkeley Skydeck as one of our partners. So the idea there is, because these incubators know that space and know how to work with silicon design startups, it's a great partnership. We are the primary player and provider in the EDA software space, and together I think we can get these startups up and running very quickly.
What are the sort of key things you're seeing with these startups that have gone through? You've got quite good experience. About 40 have gone through.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I would say more than half of the startups, at least on my platform, are designing some sort of an AI chip.
Yeah.
And it could be an AI accelerator, it could be adjacent memory interfaces, it could be a specific AI inference application, could be a very niche application for space or for IoT devices or medical devices and so on. But absolutely, I think there's a market booming for developing AI chips, and that's what's happening right now. I would say the rest of the 50% maybe are all over, right? So we have data center chips, networking chips, photonics chips.
You mentioned photonics earlier, yes. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Many startups that I have on this platform today are building some sort of a photonic chip. Recently, we've started talking to startups that are doing quantum stuff, so we see all sorts of applications.
And I mean, we talked about examples, and you said you can't name some of them, but you have a list. One of them, I think you said, within a year, they've managed to get through at least the 10 or 11 process steps and almost at a tape-out.
Oh, absolutely. In fact, not just one of them. So to be fair to many of my startups who have got taped out and who have gone public, we have many of them who have taped out a chip in less than 12 months. And basically shrunk the design process by more than half.
Yeah.
Of course, I would love to take all the credit, but I think some credit is due to this platform. Yeah. But absolutely, it depends on the startup and the engineers.
Well, obviously the founders and their expertise and how they are quick thinking. What are the last question? What are the things you've learned that startups still need, which maybe are not available to them, either from the platform or from the ecosystem?
I think a very good question.
I know funding is the big one, but otherwise, other than that.
So many of these founders, they have expertise in one specific area, right? So they could be a verification engineer, or they could be an analog designer, and they have an idea to build a chip. But building a chip or an SoC, which is the most common term today, system on chip, is not something that they can do just by themselves. Either they already need a team of experts in each of the various stages of chip design or workloads that are required to build a chip end to end, or they need help or expertise from people who've done that. And as part of this program, they get access to our experts. We know chip design end to end. We have the largest portfolio of EDA software that's available in the market. And many of my startups tell me that has been a great help. I have many case studies published where you can read about startups quoting that without Synopsys, probably we wouldn't have gone to tape out so quickly.
All right. Well, Vikram, Bhatia, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Nice meeting you.